Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live this morning. And it's always good to be with you guys and to be on with you. And we appreciate you. We appreciate our audience like no other. It's the best. Mike from Norland, how are you? And Brahim, Eric, Ottawa, Marnie, and Mary, good morning. Kevin, sunny Oshawa. Brahim with his coffee. Madeleine, Kippawa, good morning. Andrea, Kidneys of Canada, Niagara Falls. Ashley, good morning. Ashley Anna, Paul, Edmonton. And John, Elgin, Illinois. Jeanette, our staff. Fran, Orangeville. Wendy, Markham, good morning. Donna, Park Hill. Rose. And Janice. And Diane from Thunder Bay. Sharon, good morning. And I can't see. Sonia. Doreen, good morning. And Yvonne, how are you from Alberta? Len and Judy, Edmonton. And Annette, Nouveau-Brunswick. Louise, Sudbury. And Deneen, good morning. Jeanette, good morning. And Milika. And Derek. And Dottie from New Brunswick. Francis, good morning from Vaughan. Jocelyn from Baxter. Nancy, Kapuskasing. And Kathleen, I think. Deb from Timmins. Donna, Bell Valley. And Laurie and Ryan, hi guys, from Florida. Brenda, Jerry, Nouveau-Brunswick. Yolande, bonjour. Yeah, Yolande, you make sure you say hi to me before anybody else. And Colleen and Chantal, Ottawa. Sue, good Friday. Cheryl, I missed you, Cheryl. I didn't mean to. Sherry, Jeanette, and Rita, and Rosalinda. Did I always say it's happy birthday to who? Was that to who? Marilyn, I didn't see it. Bonnie. Annandale, Minnesota. Carol. Okay, a couple of more. We got questions. Got to get going. Rose from Peterborough. And Cecilia from Shediac, Nouveau-Brunswick. Kathy. I missed her again. I don't mean to, honest. Ann Kingston. And Peggy, good morning. And see, when it goes up into that stethoscope, Kristen, I can't see it. Okay. It's just the way my screen is, guys, honest. I don't mean to miss you. I don't. Okay? We love you dearly, and I mean it. Okay, let's get to our questions this morning. Okay? We're looking at question and imagine we did this twice this week. Question and answer Friday. Now let's get to these questions. Okay. Any suggestions, Alan, for loss of taste and smell? Well, Alan, before I give you suggestions, let's, try and figure out what happened. Now, a lot of people lost temporarily their taste and smell after COVID, okay? That was very common. The other is any kind of infection, you can lose your taste and smell, and sometimes they don't come back for quite a while. Medications could possibly do it. Like I've seen it, especially with a round of antibiotics where you lose your taste and smell. And again, sometimes that doesn't come back. Rule out any kind of disorder. Okay, Alan, and I don't know you, so I'm just giving you generalities. If someone came in, loss of taste and smell, you want to do a good workup to make sure you're not missing something. But one thing that I found helpful, zinc. I would give my patients, recommend zinc, 50 milligrams a day for, to see if that would bring it back. Usually B12, anything in the mouth, anything in that nerves could be low in B12, and I would give them about 8,000 or so micrograms of B12 a day. And I would monitor it. So anyway, I was always watching for those things. Thanks, Alan. There could be several things there. Margie, I've been having lots of muscle discomfort. Okay. Thighs, lower legs, my arms. If it's all over like that, you might, Margie, be looking at fibromyalgia. That can be very common. Pain, unexplained. And, that can be an adrenal gland thing. That can be, you're mentioning, I would start taking magnesium, B12 for sure. B12 has a lot to do with muscles. So does magnesium. Anything in muscle, magnesium, you might be low in muscle. You might be low. You're taking vitamin D, but you should get your vitamin D levels checked. Get your blood levels checked. What is your dehydroxy? Because that could be an issue. So have a look at those things. Yes, I would start magnesium right away. And B12. Okay? B12. I love Navitol, by the way. It can be very, very helpful. It's an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and a lot of people with muscle pain found that can be very effective. But you should try and get, Margie, to the bottom of why. And I'm suspicious. There's a couple of things that I like to look at. Okay? So, Patricia, what are my thoughts on smoked meat? Carcinogen? That's fake news. Okay? That's fake news. And look, Patricia, okay? Listen, Linda, and listen, Larry's out there. Look, okay, I have to take a deep breath because I've been hearing this for 50 years, okay? Smoked meat is bad. Nah, it's not, okay? Raw meat would be bad. Okay? But smoked meat's not bad. That just got out there. And look, there's better meats than other meats. Okay? Like, I've always told you, there's nothing like a steak. Okay? There's nothing like liver. I don't like liver personally, but I gotta tell you, it's excellent for you. If you smoke meat, so what? What's that got to do with it? You know how many years I've been told? We've been told that barbecuing anything like that is cancer. And no, it's not cancer. Okay? I don't buy it. I never bought it. What are you supposed to do with meat? To cook it. Okay? You want to smoke meat? Listen, my wife's Italian. They used to hang their meat. All of the, the Italian meats. And it's good for you. It's not bad for you. It's full of vitamins. It's full of minerals. It is nutrient-dense food. Don't buy the stuff about smoke. Look, guys, I know out there it's, 99 to 1%. Okay? 99 to 1%. But I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I never bought it. And I know I'm, one of the exceptions to that. But I'm going to tell you something. Let me say this. You are better off, Patricia and others, you are better off eating smoked meat than eating cereal. You're better, because over the years, bacon, bad. It's terrible. It's no good. It's carcinogenic. But they've never ever shown, other than, here's the studies they do on it, Patricia. Okay? Here's the studies they do. Have you eaten smoked meat in the last 3 months? Have you had bacon in the last 3 months? Yeah. Okay. And, you got cancer or you got heart disease. There's the correlation. Nah. What they didn't ask, do you smoke? How much sugar do you consume? What else are you eating? But they don't do that because it's biased research. They're looking at one thing. They want to prove bacon is no good for you. They don't ask you, well, what else do you do? Are you overweight? Do you exercise? Do you smoke? Do you do this or do you do that? They don't ask any of those questions. Oh, you had bacon. You eat bacon once a week. Not me. I eat it about 5 days a week. Do you know what I'm saying? So then the narrative is smoked meats, barbecued meats are bad for you. They're not. They're not. They're good for you. Okay? I mean, look, there's best. There's better and best. But there's nothing better than you having a barbecue steak. Nothing tastes better and nothing's better for you. You're taking a multivitamin on steroids when you take that, when you eat that. That's the way you ought to look at it. You're making yourself a steak. And I know you got to mortgage your house these days because they don't want you to eat steak. They're trying to reduce the population, the elites. And what they do is they create a narrative, and really at the end of the day, they want to get rid of us. I'm telling you. We don't belong. They belong, but you don't. They want you to eat crickets. And crickets is probably better than sugar. Yikes. I'm not eating crickets, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not. I won't bend. They'll probably want to get rid of me. Yeah. Okay, so Patricia, you know what? Look, I love the question because I love to tell you what nonsense that is. It's nonsense. There's never been a study, one, that made any sense other than, like I said, an observational questionnaire study. And people bought it, hook, line, and sinker. Well, look, I have cereal in the morning because Frosted Flakes are great. No, they're not. They're great at killing you. Eat your bacon and eggs and smoked meat. I love it. Okay. Sorry you got so excited. Angela, my question is, hi, Dr. Martin. Well, hello. I am suffering from very bad acid reflux and esophagitis. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with me to heal myself, which is a very good idea. I'll tell you how it started, Angela, almost without exception. How did you start getting acid reflux? Your body's very intelligent, by the way, fearfully and wonderfully made. I don't mind telling you that because that's true. But your stomach, Angela, was designed to eat meat, especially red meat. You have a pH, no you don't anymore, but you used to. You have a pH in your stomach that is so acidic at 1.5, like none other, because human beings were created to eat steak. But when you don't, okay, when you don't, your stomach, okay, I mean this, was not meant for crappy carbohydrates. Okay? 1. 2, your stomach was not created to live on salad. It's not. It wasn't. It's not created for that. How can I know that? Because your stomach's pH is different than a rabbit's pH. Rabbits like salad. Their stomach was made for it. Okay? I'm not saying you shouldn't eat any salad. I'm just telling you, your stomach wasn't made for salad. And I'll give you another reason. Because you got no, you don't make cellulase. Cellulase is an enzyme that rabbits have. You don't have that. Okay, so that's the premise, right? That's the foundation. What started your acid reflux? Because you weren't acidic enough, okay, Angela, because you weren't acidic enough, your body went into plan B. And it started pumping out you got pumps in your stomach. They're called proton pumps. Okay? Now your stomach says, okay, I don't have enough acidity. I got to make more. It's trying to change the pH. So what happens? The problem is when proton pumps start to make more acidic, that acidity doesn't stay in the stomach. It goes up the esophagus. And thus, acid reflux. So the problem originally is 99.9 without even knowing you, Angela. You weren't eating enough protein. Your body was made to eat protein. Your stomach was made to eat animal kingdom food. You weren't eating enough. You were into carbs. And that's all right. It's not the end of the world. Okay? So what do you do? What do you do? Okay? What I would start doing, apple cider vinegar, make your stomach more acidic on its own. Teaspoon of apple cider vinegar a couple of times a day, or balsamic vinegar. I like balsamic too. I really do. It's very good for you. Okay? So that'll help with the acidity. The other thing is, okay, every meal, take some digestive enzymes. Now, the best enzymes in the world is my formula, okay? If anyone, I mean this, can show me a better formula than I put together, okay? I got to give my son credit. Okay? Tony Jr. and I, the father and I are one. Okay? No, I mean it. You need to take those enzymes every day, every meal, until you fix the problem. Okay? Now, the other thing is probiotics. Probiotics are not just for your gut. Probiotics are for your stomach. So make sure you're getting probiotic. There are certain strains of bacteria that are very, very good for you. And by the way, okay, because this could be happening to you, you might have developed what we call SIFO, small intestine fungal. Now, That's usually bloating. But it can cause acid reflux too. So it's coming right from the junction between your stomach and your small intestine. And that area there could be full of fungus. Now, one more thing. And this is why our digestive enzymes are meant for this. One more thing. You could have, it's possible, okay? You could have a bacteria there in your stomach too that's aggravating the condition, okay? And that's why digestive enzymes, see, that's why we put in our digestive enzyme, we put in oil of oregano, okay, and thyme. We add that in for SIFO, small intestine, but also for digestion and to kill the H. pylori in your stomach. Because that could be a problem there. H. pylori, everybody has H. pylori, okay? Put your hand up and say, I've got H. pylori. Okay? You do. Everybody has H. pylori. The thing is whether it gets activated or not. I always said H. pylori, okay, a bacteria that loves your stomach, will stay silent in your stomach as long as you have good acidity. Okay? H. pylori only raises its ugly head. It's like the herpes virus, okay? We all got the herpes virus. You get the chicken pox as a kid, you got the herpes virus. So what? Don't mean nothing. It's sleeping until you get really stressed and you're not well. And then, cold sores, herpes zoster, shingles, it raises its ugly head. But it's the same thing with H. pylori. Okay? It can be silent, sleeping, in the presence of very high acidity. H. pylori don't know what to do. It just keeps sleeping. But when that pH goes up, it can create trouble in your stomach. So, I know that was a long-winded answer, Angela, but... And Angela's asking, what are the best testing methods to know if you have SIBO? Well, you have to take, there's a breath test, and I never liked that stuff. Look, I know it's out there, but I don't like it because if they ever find SIBO, because here's medicine, okay? God love them. Small intestine bacterial overgrowth. So as soon as you tell a doctor, said, I got a bacteria, H. pylori and all of them. Okay? It's a bacteria. Here's 17 antibiotics. I don't like that. Because that's going to create other issues. So I used to tell people, look, let's do it my way. Okay? I was like Frank Sinatra, my way. Okay? But I was never my way or the highway. I was very reasonable. Let's do it my way. Okay? Got it? Thank you, Angela. Liette. The recipes in your Eat Fat, Get Lean cookbook. Okay, should they be avoided? Like granola. Recipes. With almond flour. Well, look. Better? Best. Okay. In Eat Fat, Get Lean, that was very low carb cookbook. Okay? And there's better and best. Okay? I'm an eggs, meat, and cheese guy. And if you want to make yourself some desserts, we got some ideas for you. Okay? Do I like almond flour? Nah, not really. Not really. Not the best. But what did I tell you guys, and what have I told you for years and years and years and years? Okay? Look, you live on planet Earth. There's not going to be perfection on this side of eternity. I'm sorry, just not going to happen. Okay? So do the best you can. You know, it's like I say with, I talk about, like, I'm married to an Italian. What am I supposed to do? My grandchildren want pasta all the time. Okay? What do? I can't live on pasta. I know me. I have a little wee bit, unless I'm doing the reset. And I mean it. Very little noodle. And I live on meatballs. I live on my wife's sauce. I live on the sausage. Okay? So, you want to make yourself a recipe with a little bit of almond flour. And by the way, we have such a community. That book was written before we did Facebook. Now, we were, I can't even remember. I had a radio. You know when that book was written? I actually had a radio show. I didn't even have this. Now we got, 100,000 people? Yeah, I think we're up to that in our Facebook group. And they'll give you all sorts of suggestions on recipes. This is one of the reasons we love this group, because they can give you better than a book that I wrote. Rosie and I wrote it together, actually. How many years ago? I don't remember. I'm a senior. I forget. Quite a few years ago. But I'm glad you asked the question, Liette, okay? And granola, I don't particularly like granola, okay? But if you don't add no sugar to it, okay? I don't like granola. Personally, I don't eat it, okay? Okay, Tina. What can cause low sodium? Kidneys. Niagara Falls. Kidney stress can cause low sodium. Okay? It usually has nothing to do with the amount of salt you're eating. I guess it's possible. You don't have any salt, low sodium, but usually it's kidney stress. Your kidneys are stressed. And when you have low sodium, usually it's because you eat too much sugar. Okay? And Tina, you tell your friend that I said it ain't the salt that caused low sodium. It's kidney stress, and the kidneys are stressed because I'm just about for sure a carboholic or pre-diabetic. And no one makes that connection until you're a diabetic, but your kidneys get stressed when you're eating sugar. And it can show up with low levels of sodium. Okay? Thank you, Tina. Sherry. 8 hours every night. But I wake up several times in that period. I do dream, though. Does that mean I've reached the 5 stages of sleep? Well, Sherry, the best way to answer this is, how do you feel, my dear? Are you exhausted? Do you wake up in the morning and you're tired? You know, look, when I wake up in the morning, I don't jump out of bed, okay? Okay? No, but within, 5 minutes of getting the cobwebs out of my brain and, the fog out of there, I feel really good. I'm at the top of my game very shortly. That's normal, by the way. So if you're not, Sherry, well, then I'd worry about your sleep. But, some people they wake up, some people, it's like you could rob them blind and they wouldn't hear you if their life depended on it. Okay? They get into such a deep sleep. But look, it really has to do, Sherry, with how you feel. And the other thing is, your levels of cortisol might be high. But again, if that's true, if they're too high, especially at night when they should be low, but you'll know that by your energy levels more than anything else. Like I used to ask my patients this question. They come in to see me and they go, if 10 is high and 1 is low, where are you? A 1? Well, that's not normal. A 5? That's not normal either. 8? Pretty good. 10? Beautiful. I used to ask questions. Doctors don't ask that questions anymore. Imagine not asking, what's your energy levels like? Because that is, a light. Okay? A light going off in your car. Check the engine light. Check the engine light. There's something wrong. It doesn't necessarily tell you, low energy doesn't tell you what the problem is, but it tells you, Houston, you got a problem. That's what low energy is. It's not normal to be low energy. Oh, Dr. Martin, I've been low energy all my life. Well, you're not normal. I'm sorry. I was going to say weird, but I'm not going to say that. Okay. Joanne. Now, Joanne's trying to trip me up. Because she's asking, Dr. Martin, elaborate on how water takes a different route. Okay? To your body than anything else. Elaborate, she says, okay? Through the digestive system in order to get the true benefits of it. Usually when I drink my water, I will already have either coffee or food in my stomach. That's the wrong thing to do. Okay? The best time to drink water is before. The first thing you get out of bed in the morning, okay, go brush your teeth. But then drink water before your coffee, before you eat. What? Because you're dehydrated. If you had a light on top of your head, it would have gone off saying, add water, add water, add water. Don't have coffee till you have water. Now, I'm going to show you something because I get it. You want to ask, and I'm going to give it to you. You're going to hear this nowhere else, pretty well. I can't even remember if anybody's ever said this or not, but this is a fact. I'm going to show you because this is live, and for those folks who are not live. Okay, where's the digestive tract here? I'm going to show you what water does. I think it's 30. Come on, where's my chart? I usually have it out here exactly where I want it. Now I'm going to get mad because I can't find it. There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something, okay? And Joanne, we love you dearly. See this, okay? There's your digestive tract. See it? When you drink water, okay? Now, it's just because my finger over here. Okay, hold on. Let me get to this, okay? I got to put a pen here. Okay? All right? When you drink water has to, because I'm playing. I'm playing. Okay, when you drink water, can you see this now? I got to get over here. There we go. When you drink water, okay, see the bend in the stomach here? All your food does this. Comes around the bend. We'll be coming around the mountain when we come. I don't know why I sang that. I'm not supposed to sing on the Facebook. Did you know that? Okay. Now, when you eat, food needs to come in here. And juice needs to come in here. And anything, don't drink juice, okay? But if you do, and you shouldn't. When you come down, it goes like that, okay? Goes around the bend, okay? Because it needs to be digested. But water, it don't go around that bend. It comes straight down here and into the small intestine in nanoseconds. And in here, it is distributed to your body rapidly. Every cell in your body gets that water in a very, very short period of time. Because your body is, again, you're made for water. You need water. Vitamin W. And only water is water. I doubled down on that. Because I read every day. Watermelon. Ooh, for hydration. Watermelon takes the big curve. It's delayed. Okay? I'm not saying it's no good for you. I didn't say that. But it's not a substitute for water. Only water is water. Lots of fruits have a lot of water in it. Good for them. Hallelujah. I got no problem with that. But only water is water. And you need 2 liters of it a day. Okay? That's the sweet spot of water. Some need more than that, but nobody needs less. I'm pretty crazy, ain't I? Look, guys. It's us versus them. Okay? So you just got to understand, this is a different program. I don't follow the gurus. Okay? I don't. I listen. But no, if it ain't true, I ain't telling you. Okay, thank you very much, Joanne. You're very, very, very smart asking that question. Sue, can Dr. Martin talk about parasites? Yeah. Quit sleeping with your cat. I wrote a chapter in a book one time. I can't even remember what book it was. You're sleeping with the enemy. What are you doing that for? You got parasites. Ooh, cats lick their butts. What are you doing kissing them? No, listen. Okay, look, now all the pet lovers are going to hate me. No, I didn't tell you to get rid of your pet. I just told you to quit sleeping with your pet. Okay? Wasn't meant to be. Now, how do you get rid of parasites? Okay? Number 1 rule for getting rid of parasites, and a lot of people have parasites, they don't even know they got parasites. The number 1 way to get rid of parasites is don't feed them. Because they're like yeast. They want sugar. They'll call your name. Hey, Susie, feed me. I want sugar. So, and one way you can know you got parasites is, you're clenching your teeth and you're just, some people feel very, very unwell with parasites. I used to see them all the time in the office. Yeah. And they're no fun. But we got rid of them. Don't feed them. Broad spectrum probiotics. Okay, broad spectrum probiotics. Oil of oregano, anti-parasitic. Boy, parasites hate oil of oregano. Can't stand it. Okay? And, again, that acidity in your stomach, make sure it's very acidic because parasites can't live in that environment in your stomach. So they don't let them get past your stomach. Your stomach is there as a barrier to the gut, not only digesting your food, but killing parasites and killing bacteria and killing viruses that don't belong. That's why you need such a high pH in your stomach. Don't feed them. They love sugar. They love crappy carbohydrates. Don't feed them. Get on the reset for 30 days. You'll be surprised what happens. Broad spectrum probiotics, oil of oregano. And prayerfully, my parasite cleanse is coming back. Oh, I get upset. Anywho, thank you for the question, Sue. Okay? Thank you for the question. We love it. Anna, what causes microcalcification in the breast? Well, I just wrote about it in my book, Sun, Steak, and Stale. I wrote about it. I wrote an article about a year ago on breast cancer for a journal. They didn't like it. They didn't like it. They never asked me. I never actually got any feedback on it. Because I said one of the biggest problems in breast cancer is microcalcification when you live on oxalates. Oh, people, Dr. Martin, vegetables are so good for you. Yeah, but don't live on them alone. Because a lot of them have oxalates. Okay? And that calcify. What did they find in microcalcification in the breast tissue? Oxalates. It's not just kidneys that have that. I used to tell women, you're not a rabbit. Stop being a rabbit. Be a lion. Okay? Be a lion. Guys, listen. And, okay, what did she say? Because she said something that, resulting in DCIS positive, not hormonal positive. Let me tell you, Anna, okay, let me just say this too, by the way. I got to say it because this bugs me. Any woman, hello, Linda's out there, any woman, you're a woman, you're either a man or a woman. I'm sorry. Okay. If you're a woman, your breast tissue is hormonal receptive. Okay? Whether they tell you that or not. Oh, you're not receptive to hormones. Yes, you are. You're a woman. Your breast tissue is very receptive to estrogen. Okay? Don't buy the nonsense. And you need to knock that estrogen down, especially in this day and age, because we live with all these xenoestrogens that look like estrogen. Your body thinks it's estrogen, even if it isn't estrogen. All the plastics, all the chemicals, all that. Women are being bombarded. Sorry, men, but women mostly. It bothers me because you're not hormonally receptive. Are you kidding me? You are more than hormonally receptive. And you don't get breast cancer unless your estrogen is coming out both ears. Block that estrogen. Okay. You're too much of a woman. And men get prostate cancer because they got too much estrogen and insulin. Both growth hormones. Estrogen, insulin. You know what to do with insulin. Anna, I get uptight, but it's because I love you. Okay? Christine, I have been supplementing with vitamin D3 as you should. Okay? When I take it, it causes anxiety and irritability. Now, Christine, listen. Well, then get in the sun. Get in the sun. Oh, not going to be enough sun? Well, you need to supplement. And if you get anxiety from taking vitamin D, I'm just trying to think how else you could get it. Well, what do the Eskimos do? Excuse me, the Inuit. What do? They don't see the sun. You know? So what do? They eat blubber. So get yourself some, you might try it in another way. You're not going to get high doses, but try cod liver oil. There's some vitamin D in there, although not at the amount that I want. And Christine, you're going to just have to take a different route. I mean, look, there's 8, remember that in April last year. No, this year, 2023. Our population went to 8 billion people, okay? In April. Hot off the presses in April. We hit 8 billion people on the planet. You know what? Put your thumb up. And no one, Christine, has your fingerprints. No one. You're unique. And, okay, I don't want to say weird. People tell me not to say weird. You're unique. And honestly, I can't think, maybe, I've ever heard that someone took vitamin D3. Are you taking ours with K2? You should be. You should take K2 with vitamin D3. Okay? So, it's unique, but you need D. And you know what? You're saying that you're low. I return to baseline. What do you, I mean, I want to know what you mean by that, because what are you doing? You're taking your blood levels of dehydroxy? Are you checking it? Can you send me that? I'd love to look at it. Okay? Because that's a very unique situation. Guys, I'm done. Okay. We love you dearly, okay? We love you dearly. You guys are the smartest, the best, the most encouraging. What a group. Thank you for coming on live, those who are alive, and for those on a podcast, you have no idea how much we appreciate your continued support. Love you. Sun, steak, and steel. Enjoy.